Hello, welcome to the Nerd Nest podcast. I am Jebediah Superfly, and I'm joined, as always, by Avalon.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. A little crazy. Well, not crazy week, but just one big thing hit us this week, which
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Yeah, probably the biggest news story for video games of the year.
Maybe in history.
In a long time, at least, that's for sure, and probably for a long time. Hit this week, so we're definitely going to get to. Obviously, we're talking about the Activision Blizzard being acquired by Microsoft news. We'll get to that first, but before we do, we're going to start, as always, talking about movies, TV shows, which no movie stuff. Outside, there were some delays, but we're not going to really get into that because there's a few movie trailers or TV trailers that we really wanted to get into. First off, let's just start off with that Moon Knight trailer.
Dude, that was such a good trailer. I want to say it was good. A good trailer to show us. I hope they don't show anything else off because it comes out really soon.
Yeah, it comes out really soon, which surprised me. March 30th. I thought this would be something more towards the end of the year because we hadn't seen anything yet.
Yeah, because it would fill that void that we talked about last week about
Yep.
movies and TV shows. There was just like nothing at that.
There was something like every month, but not like a lot towards the very end. But or it could have been a good summer show. But I mean, I like that it's coming out now. Gives me something to look forward to next month. Well, not next month, but the month after.
Yeah, month
next.
after. Do you remember what we had? Is there anything coming out next month?
Next month there was something, but nothing huge, I don't think. And then in March we'll get Batman, we'll get Moon Knight,
3 things,
and something else. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, there was one more thing. Can't remember either. But so this is gonna be crazy. We don't know really much about Moon Knight. We went through and looked over. So his character takes on a bunch of different personas. He has different personalities. Basically, he has like 4 different personalities in one body, basically. Or he can take up more if he so chooses.
I'm not sure how all that works. I know he's basically got a mental disorder. You know, he's got multiple personality disorder. I think it might be because of the powers he gets or something. I don't know exactly how it works. But he's basically Batman with mental health issues who will kill you. And depending on if it's a full moon or not, sometimes he has super strength, sometimes he doesn't. Just a really weird and cool character. I'm excited to see.
Yeah, it's strange actually to see Marvel getting more serious and dark, and also actually taking it a little bit more personal in characters' abilities, I guess. Because like Hawkeye, they showed like he's actually deaf in one ear, and showed like his hearing aid was kind of important in an episode or 2, which was kind of cool. And then now we're showing like mental disorder, into a character which could help relate to people in the real world.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. The trailer, while it looked really good, it didn't have that Marvel feel to it, really.
No, not one bit. It actually felt like more of a DC vibe to me.
But the good DC stuff, I know there's very little of it. Just to clarify, but like when DC was done well, which really.
Think of the Batman trailer that came out. It was like a little lighter, a little lighter, but with a. All I can compare it is to the new Batman trailer and the Moon Knight trailer. We're kind of similar.
Yeah, in ways. Like you said, it's a little lighter tone than the Batman trailer, but it could be really good. I really love Oscar Isaac.
Great actor.
Great actor. I think I trust him to do a really good job with this character, even though, like we've said, we don't know the character super well. I've thought about trying to get like essential reading of Moon Knight and try and read some of it before it comes out, but man, it's coming out so soon. I don't know if I'll have time to really do that. It's like just a little over a month away.
I could probably grab some comics, if there's anything at our bookstore here, we'll see if they have any.
I'm gonna look online and see if there's like what's the essential Moon Knight story. And if it's easy, I can get like a big graphic novel and just read 1 or 2 of them. I might do that.
Yeah, because I have one for it says Defenders on the side, but it actually has a bunch of stories with like Hulk and Doctor Strange, and then Strange helping parts of the Defenders teams. If there's one for like Moon Knight, it's well worth it. But no, I'm excited for that
Yeah.
show.
A lot of Marvel stuff coming out this year, like we talked about last week.
It's like every year, really. There's guaranteed Marvel stuff every year.
Yeah, this year just seems like more. You know,
I think more to our standard. Like last year was like it was a good tester for all this.
we're getting like 4 or 5 series and then like 3 movies. Well, okay, I don't think we're getting 3 movies because Black Panther had to stop production again.
Yeah.
There's no chance that movie comes out this year. I think.
No way.
But,
It was supposed to be November of this year.
yeah,
It's definitely gonna get delayed into next year.
I doubt. But anyway, another TV show coming out. Are you a Star Trek fan? I don't know if we talked about Star Trek before.
So Picard is part of the Next Generation.
Yeah.
Which that's the only one that I really cared for.
Okay.
So I have intentions to watch this when I have the time. It's just that
Oh, so you haven't watched season 1?
I haven't seen season 1. I don't
so
know
I
what's
could've
really
spoiled
going
some
on.
stuff for you.
You can. I don't mind it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna do anything that's not spoiled in the trailer. So Next Generation is my favorite Star Trek. I've watched every Star Trek show, but that's the one I grew up watching.
Same here.
My grandpa used to tape them for us.
Oh, really?
We would watch them, and my mom was a big Star Trek fan too. So we just watched Next Generation a lot, and Deep Space Nine and everything. But I always loved Next Generation the most. So yeah, Picard season 1. While there were things I had issues with and I didn't love, I just loved seeing that character again. He's probably my favorite Star Trek character. So just seeing him again was so awesome. Season 2, the trailer just dropped. And Q is in it, which is awesome because I love Q from Next Generation.
I mean, be honest, I think no one dislikes Q.
Nobody dislikes Q. And
If
he has
you
like
do-
1 or 2 episodes with Q that are like, not as great as the others, like the Robin Hood one or something. That one's a little strange.
It's been forever since I've seen those.
Yeah. But Q is great. I love John Delancey, I think that's his name,
Mhm.
plays him. The only thing that made me a little concerned about this trailer is it had a whole lot of time travel stuff and then like coming to modern day. I'm like, man, I really hope that's not a big part of the show. But I'm a little concerned it is. I really don't want to see Picard in modern day. That's just strange.
That would be very strange.
I think what it is the trailer kind of made it seem like Q's going to show that if you make a small change in the past, how drastically it can change the future.
Okay, yeah.
But man, the trailer, I feel like half of it was set in modern day, and I was just like, I don't want that.
There was another thing I saw. Is Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah, she's coming back as Guinan.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm really hoping we see some other characters. I want to see Worf again. I remember every actor who played Next Generation. Worf was Michael Dorn. Why do I remember these names?
You have if you've never noticed, you are good with remembering actors for a lot of shows and movies.
Really?
I'm not
Because
lying.
I'm awful at remembering people I know very well's names half the time.
Well,
So
look, that's how I feel. That's how I feel.
people will be like, "Hey, who was it that sold you that?" Or something. I'll be like,
you
"It's
know
this
that-
guy I've known for 20 years."
Yeah,
I
you
don't
know that guy I podcast with every Sunday? I don't know his name, but I do it with him anyways.
Havilon? I don't remember his real name. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for the show. This is coming out really soon too, March 3rd. So that's 2 big series coming
In
out.
March, yeah. Right, just like
Really
right off
soon.
the get-go. That's crazy.
I didn't expect Picard really for a while either, because I knew they were making season 2
When was season
But-
1 released last year?
the year before last, I think.
Year before last?
Yeah.
So it was due for another season, really?
Yeah, it was due, but I hadn't really heard anything. So when the trailer dropped, I was like, "Oh, cool!" And then at the end, it was like March 3rd. I was like, "Oh, wow, that's really soon." Which here's the thing, man. For me, I'd much rather stuff get announced right before it's about to come out than it be like, "Here's 2.5 years of waiting." You know, like
I hate that the most.
That's one thing I always appreciated about like Elder Scrolls Fallout. They would announce those like 6 months before they were about to come out and be like, "Here's the video. It comes out this fall." I like that way more than like with Microsoft. We saw a Fable trailer 2 years ago and haven't seen anything since. Like, why'd you even announce it?
Yeah.
Why? Like, you got me hyped then, but I don't. Whatever. Anyway, moving on. Another awesome thing for me, but you as well. Okay, so I think this trailer was a little overhyped, but they announced basically the name for the Lord of the Rings TV show called Rings of Power. which that's all the teaser is. There's no footage from the show. It's just, hey, this is what the show's called.
So
And-
yeah, I mean, I already told you what my thoughts were. Generic name.
Yeah, it's a little generic.
Generic title.
Like, we basically know what it's going to be about
But
with that title.
I don't
but
even know
it's
why
whatever.
you would need to put like a secondary title. Just call it Lord of the Rings.
Well, because Lord of the Rings does specifically refer to that 3-book story or 3-movie story.
I forget what was it? Did they say what the time setting is?
Yeah, this is set back when like the Silmarillion is.
Oh,
So this is like when they were making the Rings of Power. And
so
stuff.
this is before The Hobbit.
Yeah, this is way before the Hobbit. and
So okay, now I kind of visualize
Yeah.
why they picked the name.
stuff. So the Rings of Power, it's going to be about them forming the Rings of Power and all. And I could geek out on Tolkien for a long time.
Yeah,
You're going to see really cool stuff in this show. I'm not going to go all into it. I've done that before on the show, and I just saw the glazing over in your eyes. You're just like, I have no. He's just going on and on. I have to stop myself every once in a while.
I'm not against it, but you will lose me.
Oh no, but that's the thing. I know you're not against it, but it's so easy to go so deep in Tolkien lore that it's like
I don't think
there's so many levels.
I don't
to
think the people who listen to the podcast are ready for that yet.
No, well,
And
nobody's ready for
if
that.
they are, you better buy like
There's very
a
few.
lot of caffeine. for
There's
that.
very few people in the world who are actually ready for all that. Cool thing about the trailer, if you've seen it, it's all practical effects. It's not CG,
It's so cool.
which is really cool. They put a lot of effort into that. I didn't care all that much. Like, it's cool looking, but this could have been a tweet, and I would have been like, awesome. Like, hey, the show's called The Rings of Power, and I've been like, cool. But whatever.
It kind of reminds me of when they're doing the little trailer intro for the name, but it's like they were kind of trying to do the same thing, copying like Game of Thrones. You know how
Yeah, a little bit.
the
what
title
you're
comes up, but they did it without CGI. It's just like it's real. It's so cool how they did it. I'm just
The only thing I hope with it, maybe them doing this and like all practical and everything, is them kind of being like, look, we're gonna really commit to practical effects like the Lord of the Rings movies did. Because one thing people really love about Lord of the Rings movies is how much practical stuff is in it and how good it looks. And then when The Hobbit was mostly CG, people were like, man, it's just not nearly as good. So maybe it was like a really weird way of them being like, hey, we're committing to practical effects, but who knows? It's gonna come out and it's gonna be all CG and be like, yeah, forget that.
I can assure you, if the show's not good, it's gonna look fantastic.
It should look fantastic. Just the one image.
By
we've
the
seen.
one image, it's just
Yeah.
masterpiece.
Yeah. That's it for movies and TV stuff. Like I said, there was
Yeah, not much. I mean, there was some stuff, but this is here's your meat and potatoes.
yeah. Now we'll get into the real stuff here. So, unless you've been living under a rock the past week, you've
I
heard.
think they would wake up from underneath this the rock and find that they would have like a sixth sense of like, oh wow,
Something happened. Something's changed. Microsoft this week has announced that they are in the process of buying Activision/Blizzard.
Well, I think it's inactive. I mean, I guess it's inactive, but they haven't like it's not finalized. But they
Yeah.
already said like how much they're paying them.
Yeah,
Or
it's
buying them for.
the deals for essentially $70 billion, which just blows out any other gaming deal ever made. out of
Now
the
you
water.
understand why I put money bags like.
On Twitter, yeah. The deal's not finalized. It's like supposed to finalize in 2023's fiscal year, which starts in like June of this year or something. I don't know how fiscal years work exactly, but it'll start like June 2022,
Which
so it can happen anytime starting this summer.
yeah, which it makes sense. Probably it'll probably finalized for 2023. So you know, like taxes, stuff like that, and also contracts if possible.
Yeah, like so much has to go through the legal process. It's not like they can just be like, "Hey, Activision, we're buying you," and Activision like, "Yeah, cool." Government has to get involved. You know how they are. So
just because it's that amount of money,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
because it's not like thousands of dollars, it's billions of dollars.
yeah,
But
and they will look at it and see if there's any antitrust type stuff. But it's not gonna have an issue.
then
If Disney can buy Fox and ESPN and Star Wars and all that, then Microsoft can buy
Microsoft
Activision.
can just buy everything else and be underneath Disney.
Microsoft will own even with Activision and Blizzard, they'd still be in third place as far as actual revenue goes. Do you know who? Do you know who's ahead of them?
Well, Disney's one.
No, I'm sorry, in gaming.
Oh, gaming.
You'll get one. One's easy.
Nintendo?
No. Sony and Tencent.
Tencent? What's that?
It's the Chinese company that owns like a billion things right now. They're the company that owns Genshin Impact, but they have like a bunch of stuff that's not even come out in the US. They make a ton of money. And they're buying developers like crazy too.
But PlayStation?
Yeah, Sony, so as far as making money for gaming, Sony makes more than Xbox right now.
They don't count. They're off my list just because I couldn't get a PS5.
Because you couldn't get a PS5 this week?
Stupid.
Stupid. We don't like Sony.
I'm at that point where I'm gonna not like them if I can't get one or be able to play the new God of War or the new Horizon.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that huge news. Like, that's gonna change a lot how Sony's gonna
Yes, this
think
has
or play out.
huge implications in the gaming industry. First off, Microsoft's on Twitter and Phil Spencer and everybody, they're using that legal talkish type thing that things can sway one way or other. And the big talk's been, are these games going to be exclusive? It's specifically Call of Duty. Most people think everything else, yes, it's going exclusive right away. Well, Microsoft has said they're going to honor any pre-existing deals. So like Diablo 4, when that comes out, that might be on Sony too, because I think that may have already been set. But deals beyond that?
I don't think so. Did that say it was gonna be on console?
Yeah, Diablo 4 has
Okay.
already been set to come to console. But it just depends on what these deals actually were and how they were set.
Which, I mean, it's only fair, but
Yeah.
I mean, for these exclusives, I said it a million times to Caleb, and I hope you're listening. It's not. There will be exclusives, but I still think some of those games are going to still be on Sony, because Sony, Xbox can like contract out to get more money out of Sony, but Sony's still making money to have those games on that platform.
Yeah, we're going to disagree on this.
Yeah, you.
So, what I think is going to happen, and I think Microsoft's goal, especially, I think everything outside of Call of Duty we can just pencil in for sure.
Yeah.
That's going to be Xbox or PC exclusive, Call of Duty is the one everyone questions. And what I think is going to happen with Call of Duty, and Phil Spencer said, it's their desire to keep, the way he tweeted it was almost kind of cryptic, and you could read it in a lot of ways. It's Microsoft's desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. So, the reason they say that, I think, is because they can go to Sony and say, yes, we'd love to keep Call of Duty on Sony if you put Game Pass on Sony. Well, Sony's not going to do that. So Microsoft can say, hey, we offered to keep Call of Duty on Sony. They turned us down. And Microsoft's goal, long term, first off, I want to say Warzone, it's already on PlayStation. I don't think Warzone's ever going to leave
No,
PlayStation.
it's free to play. Free to play games like that already.
Yeah. Minecraft's still on PlayStation, stuff like that. They're just going to keep it there. It doesn't matter. And this year's Call of Duty, and maybe even next year's Call of Duty, depending on how contracts were worked, will come to PlayStation. It's the ones after that are the question. Microsoft's big thing right now, their goal is just to get Game Pass subscribers. You don't get any extra Game Pass subscribers if you offer Call of Duty on PlayStation. Zero. Because people on PlayStation are just gonna buy Call of Duty on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
They have no need to get a PC, no need to get a Series X or Series S and get Game Pass. If Microsoft's goal is not units sold, which it's not, their goal is just, if Microsoft only wanted to sell units, then Halo would not be a part of Game Pass. Forza would not be a part of Game Pass, at least not day one.
Uh-huh.
They'd eventually come to it, but not day one. But since all these first-party games are day one on Game Pass, that tells you right there, 100% all they want is people on Game Pass. So, to get people on Game Pass with this acquisition, the best-selling game every single year is Call of Duty. It outsells every single game that comes out. When God of War comes out, arguably one of the best games of the past 10 years, doesn't matter. Call of Duty outsells it. Breath of the Wild came out. It was one of the best games of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
Call of Duty outsells it. The only way you get more subscribers for Game Pass, even if you're saying, oh, it's free on Game
Get
Pass
the
or
biggest
$70 on PlayStation, that might sway some people. But to really get people on Game Pass, you make it exclusive.
Yep. Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I mean, Microsoft wants Game Pass to be as big as Netflix.
But I mean, we don't know what Sony's plan is. No one knows, obviously. But maybe they don't want to be number one. Maybe they're like, we like our exclusives. We like our thing. We have our fan base. We're content. There's some people like that. Nintendo's just sitting back there
Nintendo
laughing.
does their own thing.
They're
Yeah.
they're sitting back there just watching them too, yipping yapping, you know,
Mhm.
slapping each other in the face. Nintendo's just like, well, we'll make slight increase in our Switches, you know,
Mhm.
little upgrades here and there. People still buy them. Make more Pokemon games. They still sell.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing,
I
man.
think
It's
Sony's probably in the same boat.
it's apparent that having people in your ecosystem is valued more than copies sold for every company.
Yeah.
Because if that wasn't the case, nobody would have exclusive games.
Yeah.
Nintendo could easily double, maybe triple their sales if the next Pokemon game was on Xbox and PlayStation.
Oh.
Could you imagine?
Oh. Of course they could.
If the next Mario or Legend of Zelda, and then Breath of the Wild 2, Xbox and PlayStation, it would easily double, if not triple, if not quadruple their sales. Like, those games sell incredibly well. All Nintendo first parties games sell incredibly well. But they don't do that because there's obviously value in making sure people are part of your ecosystem, making sure they buy the Switch. And I don't know fully how it works because most companies don't make money on the consoles themselves. I don't know if Nintendo does.
Well, I don't know.
Or they might.
Maybe at this point,
At
yeah.
this point, they probably do. So yeah, there's obviously value. Just we want you in our ecosystem. And Microsoft, their thing, and they're not even their ecosystem's different than everyone else because it's not about a console.
No,
It's about
the
Game
Game
Pass
Pass.
because they want Game Pass on PC. They would love to have
which
it
when they
on-
announced Game Pass, that's what Phil Spencer was like. We don't care about the console war.
Yeah.
We care about Game Pass.
Yeah.
Getting people on it.
Exactly, because eventually they want Game Pass on everything from TVs to because now that XCloud is coming and it's actually working well.
Yeah, it's on. It should be on.
It's part of
Xbox
Game
now.
Pass. Yeah, it's on Game Pass now. That's their goal is just to get everyone on Game Pass, and that's why they want to offer Game Pass on Sony. I think. I don't think it'll ever happen,
So
but
yeah, that's
they love to.
of course. But the real question is, what can Sony do to compete now with Xbox or Microsoft owning all those new IPs or companies or developers?
That's the thing, man. That's tough because Xbox isn't its own company. It's a part of Microsoft, which is a several $trillion company. They can buy anything they want. Sony can't. They don't have that kind of cash. Sony can't drop $70 billion on a company right now.
Which is crazy. So, the amount of money that Microsoft bought Blizzard and Activision was for $70 billion.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't their net worth. They could have been worth way more than that. That's just what they accepted.
So actually, Activision Blizzard, their net worth was below that right now.
Okay, it was flip flopped. So
They-
their net worth of most people are worth this amount, but they offered this amount.
Yeah,
Because there's a bunch of other companies just say like Ubisoft's worth
I think it's worth
50
like-
million or something. I'm just throwing a number.
Just random.
So Sony could be like, we'll pay you 65 million,
Mhm.
and you're part of Sony now, or PlayStation, however that works. So Sony really doesn't have that kind of cash.
They don't have that kind of cash. There are companies they probably could buy, like Sega. I think Sega's valuation is like $3.5 billion right now. So I mean that's something that Sony could do, but at the same time, Sega seems to have a really good relationship with Microsoft right now. A lot of their games are in the Game Pass. The Yakuza games are all in Game Pass. I think Judgment and Lost Judgment might both be. I know at least Judgment is, or it was. But there's not many studios they can really afford to buy.
Yeah, I saw.
At least not big ones. Not anything that is in the league of buying an Activision. I don't think they can buy Ubisoft. I don't
Yeah,
think they
that's
can
what I
buy
was saying.
Square.
I don't. Ubisoft is too content, I guess, where they're at, but they can still be bought by obviously Microsoft. If they,
That's the thing. Microsoft could buy some more still. I did. It was interesting to find out the 70 billion was apparently half of Microsoft's like war chest. Like Microsoft as a company, it's about half of their like free cash they could use to buy stuff right now. So that's Microsoft putting a huge.
just an idea. Not even Sony would probably be able to buy like. I'm comparing Bethesda and Ubisoft. Not the same. I'm just saying they're not even close to being the same.
Mm,
Microsoft bought Bethesda for about $7.5 billion.
mhm.
That's a lot of freaking money.
Sony might be able to make a deal that big, but that's like it. They're done at that
Yeah,
point.
they would only be able to do like Ubisoft, but Ubisoft I think is worth like maybe half that. If
I think Ubisoft's worth about 10 billion right now.
I don't know how they just
They have so much, so many games. The thing with like
I mean,
Bethesda, they don't
also-
release a lot of stuff.
it's true, but also Ubisoft it does have some good things coming up. They have a Star Wars game coming up that no one knows about.
Mhm. But Ubisoft also has a lot of games as service type stuff. They make money off their games that are already out. So even Assassin's Creed makes money off of like microtransactions
mhm.
and stuff. It's interesting. A lot of people are talking about this deal, and they're really saying this deal isn't to compete with Sony.
No.
Because Microsoft doesn't view themselves as a competitor with Sony. If anything, they view themselves as co-workers in a weird way.
I think they are done competing. They're
Well, the deal's to compete with like Amazon. The
Yeah.
deal's to compete with Google. Like that's who Microsoft views as their competition, not Sony.
Yeah.
Because the fact is, Microsoft could be like, let's buy Sony if they really wanted to. If they really wanted to just end the gaming war right now, they could buy Sony. They have the money. It doesn't make sense, but they could. So yeah, this deal's really to compete with Amazon. It's to compete with Google.
that's not what I want.
That's Alphabet. They're $1 trillion company or something like that.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Whew.
that was
It's what? Yeah, it's just
that was
couple
2 years ago. They're over 2 billion.
Yeah, over 2.
It is going to be interesting to see. One of the big talking points about this is Activision and Blizzard both have had a lot of issues recently. You know, a lot of misconduct deals. I mean, I think Blizzard's being sued by the state of California right now.
Yeah, and whenever this deal gets finalized, what's his name underneath
Bobby Kotick,
Blizzard, right?
He's the head of Activision and Blizzard. Bobby Kotick.
Activision. He's gonna step down. Supposedly.
Yeah, so that's what. At first, that wasn't like out there, and people were like, "Wow, how's this guy keeping the job?" But it seems like once Activision and Blizzard become part of Microsoft, and it's like ink is dried and everything, Bobby Kotick will be stepping down. Now, unfortunately, the dude's gonna get paid a ton of money to do it because that's just how stuff works.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Activision and Blizzard have been under a lot of fire recently for sexual misconduct cases, stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how Microsoft cleans up the company.
I think they're gonna do a really good job doing that, getting everybody set straight. They're gonna have just, if they have to, they can overhaul all the developers and all the companies, and just I think it'll be a cleaner work environment for a lot of people, and
Yeah.
they won't have to be stressed about all this other stuff going on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, especially with Phil Spencer running Microsoft. I put a lot of faith in Phil Spencer.
Dude, he's a great dude. Like
He's pretty great. But sorry, I lost my train of thought because I started getting a phone call there. I do trust him to clean up the company at all. I'm not actually very concerned about that.
no, not one bit.
Not saying I'm not concerned about what's been going on at Activision Blizzard. I'm not concerned about is it going to get cleaned up, because I think it is for sure.
Yeah, so now I have a couple things. One is, remember Destiny used to be on Blizzard
Mhm.
or Battle.net. So now Destiny might get put back on Battle.net. For the people who used to play and didn't want to do the transition, there's that very rare little
Yeah.
amount. So you're probably gonna see that again, getting put back on Battle.net.
Well, his question's even been, will Battle.net stay a thing?
Exactly, because I mean, are we just gonna launch the Xbox app and start playing World of Warcraft on that? Like, there's so many things. Are you gonna pay a subscription to play online again?
There's so many questions. Like, is World of Warcraft subscriptions going to become a part of Game Pass?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, man. I'd try World of Warcraft out if it was. Why not? The game's been going for how many years now and is still going strong? I'd give it a shot. Has 26 million active subscribers.
Hey, it's a good MMO, but truly, I played it once, but it was just, I didn't know what I was doing really.
Mhm.
If you really want to try an MMO, guarantee you just get a PC, play New World. It is a very, very good starter MMO.
I'll only do that if they release it on Mac. I'm not buying a PC right now. Because when I buy a PC, it's going to be a nice PC. Like really good stuff.
You can still get
I
it
just don't have the cash.
just $3,000, just
No.
on a nice.
It's $3,000. No big deal.
No, but so you think Sony's gonna do anything? I think they're gonna do a couple things.
They might buy some smaller stuff.
I think they're gonna buy smaller developers, like you say,
Mhm.
and I think they're definitely gonna come out with their version of Game Pass.
Yeah, that's been rumored recently.
Yeah,
A lot
it's
of
been
talk
rumored
about it.
for
Mhm.
months now, and I think it's a smart move on their part.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have, which is gonna be weird. They're probably gonna have it way more marked up. It's gonna be a higher price, I bet, because it's just Sony. Sony does that kind of stuff.
It just depends on how they want to do it. Like, are games going to be day one?
Yeah, day one.
on
There's
the
gonna be
thing,
exclusive games for
or
free. You know how Microsoft does it.
Is it just going to be a revamped version of PlayStation Now? Like, how's it going to work? We really don't know because it's just been rumored. There's no guarantee it is even coming out, but I don't see Sony really doing the full on like Game Pass does. I don't think exclusive games will be on it day one. That would just surprise me.
I don't think so, because they just don't have. There's not a lot of games out there compared to like Microsoft that they can just throw to Game Pass and just call it a thing,
It depends on what kind of deals they can get. Most of the games on Game Pass aren't Microsoft games. They're from other companies, but it just depends on what kind of deals they can strike, I guess.
Sony, it's your move. I mean, I guess your ball's in the court if you want to, but
I kind of hope they don't. I mean, I don't think Sony's in a bad place at this point.
They're not in a bad place. They're making bad decisions. Like we talked about, was it last week? We talked about they stopped. They're making.
Oh, they're making more and more
making
PS4s
more
now.
PS4s, and it's because just harder production for the PS5 to find, I guess,
Mhm.
chips and stuff like that, along with everything else. I truly think if they can make more PS5s put out there for all these games coming out, I think they'll be good, and they don't have to worry about trying to buy other companies or making their own little Game Pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they can get more PS5s in the market, I think they'd still be the market leader. But a lot of people right now, I've seen polls online. People like, hey, this could make me get an Xbox because I can't get a PlayStation 5 right now, and Game Pass is looking better every day.
Well, and another thing to think about is, makes me wonder if they're truly fixing the PS5. Because we haven't really, it's not been really available like more than it was at first. I don't know. To me, at first, it was kind of more really available.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of harder.
I think they just had a good stock. Well, not a good stock, a stock.
Yeah.
When they first launched. I think they're still hard to make. The PlayStation 5 is still hard to make because of chip shortages, just like the Series X is hard because of chip shortages. And even the Series S, like you can find those pretty easy, the Series S. But even then, it's not like you can just go to the store and buy a Series S right now. Um, I think it's just the world we live in right now. Everything's hard to make. There's cars coming out with less, like they're scaling back the info or like the entertainment stuff in cars. Brand new cars that come out right now because they can't get the chips.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
It's funny, we're out here trying to get I'm trying to get a PS5, can't do that, but you have Microsoft out here buying up companies. Like, Microsoft, can you buy me a PlayStation?
Right. I need to put it out there. I'm for sale, Microsoft. You can buy me for like 3-4 billion. I'll develop a game for you. Actually, the most interesting thing we haven't really talked about yet is that I want to see that comes out of this deal is what Microsoft does with Activision as far as games. Because Activision used to release tons of games, and now basically every single team in Activision just works on Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games.
Yeah, they own a lot of IPs.
So after the deal, they'll own just name a few that are really big: Call of Duty, Candy Crush, Crash Bandicoot, DJ Hero, which is that considered Guitar Hero?
It's a Guitar Hero. It actually came with the whole...
Yeah, but is Guitar Hero part of that too? In this?
Yeah, Guitar Heroes.
It should be because it's Activision.
Yeah, it's
so,
just further down the list.
Oh. Yeah, it is right there. Gun is.
Gun was a first-person shooter. They haven't made. That's the thing with
Gun
Activision.
is the Western, right? Yeah.
They haven't made other games in so long.
Overwatch is a big one for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be different for that. Be nice to see Prototype. That'd be cool. This was I didn't realize Singularity. It was pretty cool. Skylanders, that's dead, really. Spyro the Dragon. StarCraft, that's gonna still be there. Tenchu, but only the first 3 games for some reason. Time Shift, that was just a one-time deal long ago. Tony Hawk Pro Skater, they just came out with a remake of 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably do more. World of Warcraft, the big one.
Yeah, it's a big one.
That's just there's way more, but that's just a taste of what Microsoft is gonna have.
What I hope they do, I hope they do with Activision is, because like I said, they have like 7 studios that all they do is work on Call of Duty.
Whoa.
They got the 3 main ones that make the games, and then like 4 support studios. Like I think Raven Software is a support studio for Call of Duty right now.
Yes.
And Raven used to make a ton of games.
Yeah, so you got Ravensoft, Sledgehammer, Treyarch,
Infinity Ward, like I said, there's more. I really hope Microsoft goes to each of those studios and says, all right, do you want to keep making Call of Duty?
Well,
yeah. Keep 2 of them. Infinity Ward and maybe Sledgehammer. I don't know which is the other good one. I know Infinity Ward's one of the good ones.
Yes and no.
Take Call of Duty to a 2 to 3 year cycle. It doesn't need to come out every year. Make it every 2 to 3 years, and give those other studios a chance to make their own stuff. Or be like, hey, here's all because they don't have to stick to just Activision IPs. They could go even Microsoft IPs or Bethesda IPs. The whole war chest is available to them. Say, hey, are you still wanting to make Call of Duty? I guarantee you most of the studios aren't. What do you want to make? Do you want to make something new? Pitch something to us. You want to take one of these other IPs that we're not currently making something of? Pitch something to us. What do you want to do? And then do it. That's what I hope happens with Activision.
I think part of that's going to be the reason. I think Microsoft is going to walk into those studios that help make Call of Duty. Ravensoft, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, Infinity Ward. I think they're going to talk to them. They're going to not pick and choose. Just say, okay, you guys did a lot of work in this game. We'll take you guys. You guys are the new Call of Duty team. You'll make the new Call of Duty team for every 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Because we've already seen it. All the games, Black Ops, the new Black Ops game, the new what is it, Cold War, right?
The newest one?
Yeah, is that Cold War?
No, the newest one was the World War II one. Call of Duty. It's Call of Duty.
So all
Vanguard.
the ones, Vanguard, Cold War, and the just whatever it was called, just Modern Warfare.
Yeah, Modern Warfare.
Those are already synced. You can tell because the Warzone stuff,
Yeah.
everything, they're all looking the same now.
Here's the
Makes
thing,
me
it's
wonder-
getting boring.
It
That's the
is
thing.
getting boring.
It's very boring.
Because now you're getting to a position again. Are they going to do these weird, stupid things? Put jetpacks on your back and fly around and start
Here's the thing,
zapping
man.
people?
If you take two of those studios and say, you are the Call of Duty teams,
Yes.
you're on a rotation, that means Infinity Ward, it's going to be Infinity Ward and somebody else. Probably Treyarch.
Treyarch. They're the bigger.
It's Infinity Ward and
They're doing
Treyarch.
The zombie stuff.
If the games come out every 2 to 3 years, that means those teams are going to have 4 to 6 years to work on their games. That they can make they no longer have to make a game every 3 years. 3 years is such a short turnaround time in modern game development. Give those teams 4 to 6 years to say, hey, make it as good as you can. Can you imagine how good Call of Duty could actually
Call of
be?
Duty would be so good. Warzone would be amazing. The map would be bigger.
I wouldn't be surprised. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they did 2 teams to make new Call of Duty games and 1 team to focus on Warzone.
Which would be smart.
Which they should, because Warzone really has had so few updates compared to other
Well,
battle
cheaters,
royales.
they were supposed to come out with, I don't even know if it's supposed to be, it's out yet. Ricochet is supposed to be the anti-cheat. I don't even know if that's out yet. And it was supposed to be out with the new Warzone Pacific app.
Yeah.
But the remaining people, like I was saying, they would pick or just form the new team for Call of Duty. I think the remaining people would be smart to put them in a position where you, not to sound mean, but do you still want a job? Do you want to still work with this company? If so, tell us a project that you feel like you wanted to work on. Do you want to make like a sequel to Spyro the Dragon, or a remake, a prototype, or something completely new, a new IP or a new game? Yeah.
I always like new IPs. New IPs are cool.
New IPs actually get me more excited because it's new. It's not like, oh, here we go again. We know there's going to be a new God of War just because how it's going to be.
Yeah. It's kind of like when the Initiative, Microsoft, that one studio they own, when they announced they were making Perfect Dark, I was like, that's cool because I love Perfect Dark. I wish it was something new, though. You know, that's just... Which, I mean, basically at this point, a new Perfect Dark game is going to be like something new.
Well deserved, really.
Yeah. You know, it's just crazy. There's so many angles to look at this deal from. One of them, also, we haven't even mentioned, really. Microsoft essentially owns the first-person shooter genre now. Outside of EA, who they're not even making Titanfall anymore. They only make Battlefield now.
Yeah.
Nobody else is making big, like, super popular first-person shooters. So Microsoft owns Call of Duty. They own Halo. They own Doom. There's been a lot of rumors about a Quake game coming out. They own...
well, they can now.
What is the World War II one that Bethesda does?
Fallout?
No. Although, you know, that's another... More of a first-person RPG, but...
Yeah, okay.
You know, it's crazy Nazis.
Wolfenstein.
Those are like the big first-person shooter franchises right now.
Yeah. They are definitely the king of first-person shooters, no doubt.
Sony is going to be, unfortunately, put in a position where they might just have to revive one of their old first-person franchises, because if Call of Duty goes, though, exclusive, the only first-person games they're going to have ever is Battlefield. And Battlefield is in a bad place right now.
I'm going to say that, okay, so you said Sony would need to revive stuff.
The only ones I got are like Resistance and Killzone. Which I like Killzone.
Killzone was cool. That was there.
But it was never the levels of these other games.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the next competitor to like Halo.
Yeah.
But like personally, I don't think they have to pull out a first-person shooter. There's so many options. Like personally, I keep saying this every time. Jak and Daxter game, they could do something with that, a sequel. You know, them even older than they were, because they were kind of like in their...
Well, they need a first-person shooter, though. Because if you're a first-person shooter fan, and you are a PlayStation
Yeah, especially
person,
because most
then
of those PlayStation focuses a lot about Call of Duty, and let's
yeah,
just say they're losing it basically.
Call of Duty,
You need
PlayStation was the home of Call of Duty
Yes.
for the past few years. So if you're a first-person shooter fan and you own a PlayStation, you suddenly don't have your favorite genre anymore.
I'm trying to see here if something catches my eye. I could probably just Google it, just in general.
Warhawk was a thing, but that was like an online big
Um,
battle thing. It's Resistance and it's Killzone. That's what they have so far. They could create something new. In fact, I'd rather them do that. I think Resistance and Killzone kind of have some baggage. You know, not that they were ever bad games, but they just weren't great.
I'm not really seeing anything else, really. Wait. Oh, it's third person.
No, Resistance was a first-person game.
Oh, both. Third and first.
I never knew one of them was third person. It wouldn't surprise me if that was like a Vita thing.
So, there's one. Just say Resistance can be one in Killzone. There's only two.
And here's the thing, though, man. At the same time,
Wait,
I don't
was
want
SOCOM
these. Yeah, SOCOM was one.
That'd be
been out
another
forever. Who made SOCOM?
That'd be Zipper Interactive.
Huh. That's still a thing.
I mean, they own the IP.
They might own the IP. The studio might not exist anymore. Only problem is, it's like, who do you get to make these games? Because I don't want.
I don't want the person who's making. I don't want Insomniac to make SOCOM.
Yeah,
But they're too busy with their games.
they're doing the Marvel stuff. They're busy. SOCOM wasn't not SOCOM. Killzone wasn't. Oh, Killzone's the Guerrilla Games. They're the ones who make Horizon. I don't want them making Killzone now. Focus on Horizon and that type thing. It's like,
there's 3 different developers.
I don't know if one of them is the United States Navy. I don't think that's an actual developer. Yeah, I don't know if any of these still exist. I think Sony just owns the. Yeah, defunct 2012. It's not. Zipper's not a thing anymore, and neither is Night 6. Navy's definitely still a thing. It's still going.
I don't know why
We still have boats.
They need to do something about the first person. It's lacking. You're right.
Yeah.
Third person stuff, they slam it in.
Third person,
Spider-Man,
story driven
God of War,
games. Yeah, they got it.
Stuff that they can bring back. Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, stuff like that. Their Twisted Metal is actually getting it. Oh wait, no,
it's been rumored.
That's a rumor to get a remake or something. But
Yeah.
also, there's a show coming out for that.
Which is weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be really weird. That was really off topic, but who cares? I'm not seeing anything else really.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more news come out about this deal
In the near coming months, really.
Yeah, just until it's fully finalized, and even after then, until that first game that it's going to be, will it be exclusive or not? There's going to be talk either way.
Another thing, it makes me wonder: do you think some people who were really involved with Microsoft and Xbox knew there was deals like this going to happen? Reason I say this is because person who worked on Gears of War, he moved over to Blizzard to work on Diablo.
So, from what people have been saying, this started happening in November. And it was Activision who actually approached Microsoft. So, Microsoft wasn't the ones, I'm sure they had feelers out there. But yeah, Activision approached Microsoft about selling. And that was just November. So, this happened pretty quick, within the last 3 months, supposedly.
I don't want a meme. I wanted the. Why am I not seeing it?
I know what you're talking about.
Click
But
on Gears 5. You'll see.
I don't think, when that happened, I don't think there was any rumblings of this.
It just makes me wonder because it's funny because he moved over.
Don't do that.
What was that?
I don't know.
I. What is that?
I don't know. Your screen, your internet's messing up
I
and
think
being weird.
I don't know about internet. I think it's like trying to get me into somewhere I shouldn't be.
Yeah, that was very strange.
I'll stop doing that. I'll probably get exiled from having internet or something.
Yeah,
But
I don't think so. I think that just happened to be his. Because I mean, there were
Rod Ferguson.
Yeah, Rod Ferguson. Wow, good job. There was another person who just left Microsoft recently to go to Blizzard. Like, not a big time, but they tweeted like, I just left Microsoft. Like, they weren't like upset about it or anything. It was like, oh, it's just kind of ironic. But yeah, I think this all happened since November.
Well, it's crazy that he moves over there. They buy Blizzard and Activision, and then now it's fine and dandy because he's back home
Yeah,
where
he
he
did him
started.
again.
So it's like, did he already knew what he was doing?
Yeah, like I said, I doubt it, but you never know. You never know.
Which is still strange to think about him working on Diablo when he's been working on Gears, third person, and it's like really over top.
Yeah, I mean, I think he grew up
Or
loving
they're
Diablo
changing it
and
a lot.
stuff. No, they're not going to change Diablo.
It's a little. I mean, he still
No.
can do things.
Diablo's going to be Diablo. People would be furious if they changed Diablo.
I don't
They
know.
were furious when they announced the mobile game of Diablo.
Oh yeah,
Because it
'cause
wasn't
that-
Diablo 4.
Yeah, it was supposed to be it was supposed to be Diablo 4, and
Yeah.
people were mad.
People didn't like 3 because it wasn't enough like 2.
No,
So,
but then
no,
they
they're
did
not going to
Resurrect,
change
and
Diablo.
then people love that.
Yeah, I think that's it for our news today.
Soak that in. Just soak it in. Take a deep breath, and go play some video games.
Yeah. So why don't we talk about what we have been doing the past
Well,
week?
just slowly ended it with me. I've been streaming a little bit, 2 days a week for myself. Started Control.
Awesome. Love that game.
It is weird.
It's a weird game.
I
really like it.
Don't know what to say. I mean, I like it because of the powers, but it's like you get thrown in her talking, and then it's very cool how they made the game. I'll tell you that. It's just the gameplay flowing through with CGI, like cutscenes, good, but then real life video.
Mhm.
Like you're watching like a movie in game at the same time.
Yeah.
Super cool. Gameplay is fun, but sometimes irritating because they just suck at times.
Yeah.
Because you face the little boss before the first, I don't even know what you would call it, a floating god
Yeah.
boss looking thing. I don't know. I kept dying to that thing so many times that I shouldn't have because I'm just playing on normal. Don't know why.
It's not an easy game. The combat does get better and better as you play, as you get more abilities. and
Sure,
stuff.
I mean, already enjoying it. It's good, and I hope it still sticks out to the end. I hope I like it because I want to play those 2 other DLCs.
Yeah. You're playing on PC, right?
Yes, I'm playing on PC.
Have you had many bugs or anything at all?
No, I really don't think I have.
I played on Xbox One. I loved it, but it wasn't the most seamless experience in the world. It was a little bit buggy.
Did that game come out like?
It came out like 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
It's been a little while.
It's been that long, and I'm just playing it now.
It was either 2018 or 2019.
This is what happens when the Game Pass pushes you. When you see
Yeah.
something, you're like, "Oh, I haven't played that. I really should play that before I have to pay $30-some for it."
Sure. Yeah, I think
That's
I paid $20 when I got
One big reason why I'm playing is because Game Pass is forcing me really now to or utilizing it and just not throwing money at them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm gonna enjoy it, and I hope I can play those other 2 DLCs so that it kind of gives me a feeling of what the Alan Wake game is gonna be like.
Yeah, it's got that Alan Wake DLC, and they're making a Control too. Like they haven't, I don't know if they've officially announced it, but it's like all but confirmed they're making Control too.
Which
So.
I don't know how this ends. So
They can do whatever they want with it.
pretty much how this game's acting, they could just throw in someone in there and be like, cool.
Yeah, it's like, all right, we'll do that.
Which might happen if they have the Alan Wake game, just the DLC with her,
Yeah,
and then eventually have a game called I don't know.
Something weird.
Alan Wake Control.
Alan Wake Control. That could. Who knows? Is that all you've been up to?
That New World.
New World. Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't touched Destiny or anything yet because gotta
Yeah.
get those games done and then throw myself at it.
Yeah. I haven't been up to much at all recently. Let a friend borrow the PS5 for a little while, and honestly, I'm just kind of small break before the Gauntlet comes out. Small break because Friday we get Pokemon,
Oh,
and then we get Horizon next month and Witch Queen next month. So it's like, man, Sifu next month. It's like I need a little pause before all this stuff comes out.
Yeah, I already committed to Pokemon.
Yeah.
Control might have to be on pause, so I will definitely be playing the crap out of Pokemon.
At least Control's on a super long game. You can. I think I put 15 hours, and I beat the game, and I was done. I was like, that was great.
I just hope I can do it in stream times, because that's a game I'm specifically kind of streaming, because off stream I'm playing Dishonored, and then hopefully I can beat that. Just to put a lot of time in Pokemon. And then, man, get back into Destiny, because fun.
Yep. A lot to look forward to.
Well, I think that's it. We hit you with all the buying news, how to buy a company, and what to do with those companies. So, if you want to hire us, Microsoft, we are for sale.
$2 billion discount.
Discount, I'd take a few million, honestly. But
Are you kidding me? I take a burr.
give me one of your companies that are worth that amount. I'll be okay. But no, that's pretty much it. You can find me on Twitter, _Haviland_. You can follow the Twitter for the podcast. It's Nerdnest Podcast. And Gmail, if you want to give us some tips, ideas of
Any
topics.
questions?
Yeah, questions, anything. It's nerdnestpodcast@gmail.com. And where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at JediSuperFly. Got a Twitch account as well, but haven't really been streaming for a while. But maybe eventually I'll get back into it. Maybe with Pokemon. That'd be a good game to stream.
That would be a good. That would be a good game.
Yeah.
I think. Maybe. I keep thinking. Sorry, we're continuing this. I've been reading King Cathalion's tweets about it, and other people like comparing it, and like King Cathalion saying, "Man, I want the game to be good, but all the gameplay I've been seeing is just horse crap."
I have very low expectations for it, but it's gonna be Pokemon, so I'll like it at least.
I will like it, but then also a Drive. He's a huge Pokemon too, and he's been commenting back to King Cathalion. Like, if you're a Pokemon fan, you're still gonna love this game. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna enjoy it. It might not look like the best tier, but I feel like if you're a Pokemon fan, you will love it.
Yeah.
But that's it. That was the I guess rant. If you would consider it. Yeah. I hope you guys have a good Sunday, and we will catch you next week.
Peace out.